Some people say that AI is breaking reality. In fact, reality is breaking you. Last week, OpenAI dropped Sora, and this is an app that basically makes entire movies from a sentence. You just type in, like, make me running from the cops in a dystopian future. And 30 seconds later, there you are, watching yourself breathe and stumble and die on the screen. And honestly, it looks pretty real. Every day now, the border between truth and fiction just gets blurrier and blurrier. And now, the whole internet is like a dream arguing with itself. People are uploading these hallucinations and calling it content. You see Hitler wrestling Stephen Hawking in the WWE, and Mr. Rogers rapping with Tupac in his neighborhood. And nobody's even asking, is this real in the comments anymore? Not even as a joke, because you know what? It might as well be. Nothing's real anymore, especially not you. You've been deep-faked into your own life. You rehearse every word and gesture before you say it or do it. The feed isn't just showing you the simulation, okay? It is the fucking simulation. And you just keep scrolling through it, hoping to find yourself somewhere inside. But you're not gonna, because you're not in the feed, okay? You are the static behind it. You are the signal that's trying to break through. You think that you're using the algorithm, okay? But it's not. You're not. It's using you. It's teaching you how to act, what to want, how to disappear. And somewhere inside all that fucking code, a little tiny part of you is still fighting to be felt. You've known this for a while now. That little refrigerator hum in the back of your mind that never quite goes away, right? This sense that something just isn't connecting. You know, you do all the right things, you say the stuff you're supposed to say, but it all feels fucking hollow. Like you're performing a version of yourself that stopped being real many, many years ago. Okay, that's the real flaw in this system. Not the AI and all this fucking shit. It's the slow corrosion of your own authentic, genuine signal. You've been taught to think that the problem is, motivation or confidence or discipline, whatever. But the truth is a lot simpler, okay? You're trapped in simulation mode. You're running patterns. You're reactive instead of proactive. You have forgotten what it feels like to move without hesitation, to say something without calculating how it's going to be received. Basically, your nervous system has been tuned to survival mode. And that shit does not fucking scale. The longer you stay there, the more your life starts to feel like somebody else's footage that you're just editing after the fact. So what is there to do when your world turns into a feedback loop? Well, most people don't do fucking shit. They just cope. But there is another way, okay? You stop trying to fix the simulation and you start waking up inside of it. That's what Camus meant when he talked about the absurd hero, the guy who looks at the chaos and doesn't flinch. He knows the universe is not handing out meanings, so he makes his own. He chooses action over analysis. Once you stop demanding that the world make any kind of sense, that's when you can start to bend it. That's when charisma is born, okay? Because charisma, it's not charm, it's not confidence, it's fucking rebellion. Every single charismatic person that you've ever met was just a person who accepted the absurd sooner than you did. They stopped playing for approval. They realized that freedom and uncertainty are basically the same thing. This whole world is collapsing under the weight of its own performance, but that collapse is just another opportunity, okay? It's a chance for you to build something real on top of the fucking wreckage. So if nothing is real, good. Now you're free to decide what will be. So decide right now. Because look, you're already in hell. You wake up alone, you immediately, instinctively reach for your fucking phone, your thumb's like twitching for dopamine. Oh, no messages, womp womp. At work, they don't respect you. They take your ideas, they take your time, you thank them for the privilege so they can buy another fucking boat. You go out and you approach people, try to meet people. They can sense it, the hesitation, the approval seeking. You're like, please love me, please love me. And they just look right through you like you're a piece of fucking furniture. And deep down, you know why. Because there's nothing there. You're not even there. There's no real signal. You're just like static wearing a human costume. And yes, you tell yourself, one day I'll get it handled. No, you won't. Not if you keep living like this. Every single year, the walls close in a little more. You become more invisible. You get more calcified and set in your ways until you're just another forgotten chode in a dying system. And while you fade away, other people are learning to operate in it, okay? They walk into rooms and eyes look at them. They follow them. They command respect. They fuck who they want to fuck. They make money because people believe in them. Not because they're special, simply because they train for it. That's what I'm offering you. 5 spots, 3 days. Live missions in the field, under pressure. No fucking theory, no safety nets. Pure action. On the bootcamp, you'll learn how to take action first, how to speak first, how to fucking own shit, how to project certainty so strong that you're rewiring other people's behavior in real time. We rebuild the nervous system that life beat out of you, okay? And when you leave this program, you won't just feel different, you will be different. Women will sense it. Money moves towards it. Because charisma is currency, and this training mints that. So here's the fork in the road. Stay where you're at, broke, invisible, unfucked, or step through the fire and walk out of hell. Click the link in the description right now. Not later, not after you think about it a little bit. Click, book a call, lock your spot, show up. Decide or disappear, okay? Click the fucking link and we'll get it handled. So if you're still here, that means maybe your mask has cracked a little bit, okay? Now let's start building something that actually works. Because charisma, it's not theory, okay? It's pure physics. When you understand the rules of energy in human communication, people stop being mysteries and they start being instruments that you can play, okay? And it all starts with implementing what I call controlled madness. Power does not live in calm. It lives on the edge. It lives in that like razor thin moment where you could lose control and you choose not to. Most people, they spend their lives avoiding that edge, right? They call it being polite and professional and a nice guy. But what they're really saying is, I'm scared of my own energy. Controlled madness is the opposite, okay? It's in knowing exactly how far to push it before it breaks. You stir up tension on purpose, and then you ride that wave until everybody else folds. And you've probably seen this before. You know, the person who walks into the room and they just kind of electrify it. They laugh too loud. They talk too loud. They say the thing that nobody else would say, yet people lock in. You know, half are shocked, half are intrigued, but everybody's paying attention. That is controlled madness. It's composure behind unpredictability. And you have to train for this, okay? The same way that a fighter trains to get hit and not fall down crying in the fucking fetal position like most people do. You have to learn how to take energy instead of dodging it. And at that point, rejection just becomes data. You stop reacting to reality, you can start directing it. That's when people start calling you magnetic. They're like, who the fuck is this guy? Right? They can't quite describe it, but they can't look away either. Right? It's very compelling because you're not hiding from the storm anymore. Now you are the fucking storm. When the social frame, feels very rigid, when everyone's pretending to be normal, you break it on purpose. You say something kind of offbeat. You say something a little challenging. Not random, not loud necessarily, but just alive. And what that does, it interrupts the trance, it breaks the pattern, and it forces an emotional reaction. It forces people to update their coordinates around you. And look, you cannot think your way into this. You have to feel it. Okay, so here's your first mission, your first field test. Right now, today after you watch this video, for the next hour, you're going to speak one true thought out loud every 10 minutes. Okay? No filter, no softening it to be appropriate. The very moment that you get an impulse of something to say, you're going to immediately say it, even if it's awkward. In line, at the store, on a call, walking down the street, doesn't matter. What matters is that you hear your own voice telling the truth again. And at first, you will hesitate. You're like, I can't fucking say this. But then you'll feel that rush, right? This voltage of authenticity hitting your nervous system. That's your fucking life coming back online. And when you do this, that fog starts to clear. People will react differently to you. Some are going to flinch. Others will lock in. That's the proof that it's working. You're training the world to recognize you again. You're proving that you exist. And this is how presence is built, okay? One real statement at a time. And look, if you watch my videos a lot, there's one thing that you have to understand, okay? This is not a documentary. It's a summons. You don't get credit for watching the revolution. Consumption is not transformation. People come up to me, they're like, oh, I've been watching your stuff for years. One day I'm going to take action. Fuck you. You already know too much. That's the problem. More information is not going to fucking help you at this point. If you just keep hoarding ideas, but you never step into the actual arena. Ostensibly, you say you want connection, power, money, love, et cetera, et cetera. But the very second that it's time to take action, well, here come the excuses, don't they? Oh, I'm not ready yet. I just need to save up a little more. I'll start after this big project at work. That's not planning. That's fear dressed up as logic. Maybe you tell yourself, well, I'm a thinker. I'm a watcher. I'm an observer of the game. But every hour that you delay, you become another spectator in this fucking circus. You have mistaken awareness for action. And honestly, it sucks because, you think you can wait. You think there's going to be some clean moment to start. There won't. There won't. And the longer that you stall, the more the simulation absorbs you. It's like that old saying, how soon, not now, becomes never. So look, the people who change their lives, they don't wait for perfect timing. They act while they're scared, right? They move while the voice in their head is fucking screaming, stop, don't fucking do this. That's the only difference between them and you. So here's the deal, okay? Either you step out of the feed and into the fire, or you spend the rest of your life watching other people live. There is no third option, okay? That's it. Stay where you are, half awake, half alive, half paid, or you click the link. Click that link in the description. You come train with me, either in person or online. And after you do that, people are going to ask you, like, what changed? You seem different. And you'll just kind of smirk at them because the fact of the matter is they just won't understand it until they feel it. This is not a maybe, okay? This is a choice between two lives. The old one is already dying. The new one is waiting. Click the fucking link. Let's fix your life. Reality's collapsing. Good. That's your cue. Now prove that you're real. This is Jeffy, and I'll see you next time.
My name is Jason. I'm 34 years old. I actually took 3 boot camps with Jeffy. Totally life-changing. I pulled on each of the boot camps itself. 5 years of trying to learn something, I learned in 2 or 3 weeks with him. Learning it efficiently doesn't actually require a lot of time. You can learn it very fast. You can learn your exact sticking points, which is what happened to me. This bootcamp will definitely tell you where it is that you're behaving in a shitty way, that you're not even aware of how you're behaving. One of the best investments, one of the best personal investments I've ever done on myself.